This is my barn find, Honda CB250, and it has been off the road since 1986. And after gathering rust for more than 3 decades, we're going to put Honda's legendary build quality to the test and find out if this is more than just a wet dream when we try to fire it back into life.
However, we have a few issues, such as the air filter being totally decimated, the battery completely flat, the switchgear is nowhere to be found, this HT lead is missing the cap,
and who knows how old the fuel is in the tank. Oh, jeez.
This Honda Superdream was first registered on the road in 1981. Up until 1986, it managed to cover only 10,000 miles. Then, in 1986, it was put into a council lockup and left to die. That was until I found it for sale and decided to save it.
This is not going to be easy, but it will be a true testament to Honda if it does actually fire up.
Okay, so first of all, I think we need to approach the issue of having no switchgear. The thing is, the bike didn't actually come with the switchgear. However, I've managed to source myself some replacement parts on eBay. Though I have just noticed, there are no wires or cables for any switchgear. Not that I can see anyway. So I think what I'm going to need to do is remove this tank.
While I remove the seat and the fuel tank, I would like to take a moment to let you know that if you find these restoration projects intriguing and you would love to help support me bringing old, derelict bikes like this back to life, please consider supporting me. You can do this by either becoming a YouTube member of Bikes of Rye or support me via Patreon. As a Patreon member, you will also get the opportunity to win selected project bikes featured on this channel. This is a way of giving back to those of you who support me in keeping this passion alive. I will leave links in the description if you would like to know more.
Okay, so still no luck as to where the switchgear plugs into the bike. I have noticed quite a lot of bunched up wires in the headlight. That is our harness that we need to hook up onto. So before we progress any further, I am thinking, let's see if we can power this baby up. Okay, battery all hooked up. Now, the next thing we need to do is just simply turn the key. If this Superdream lights up any of those lights on the dash, you need to go ahead and hit the thumbs up, all right? Let's do it. Please, 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 please. Ah, that's not good, is it? Actually, what's P for? Hey! We got some lights! Hey! Wow, that's a good sign. Have we got any lights on the... No, we've got no side light on, but I guess I haven't hooked up that switchgear yet. Actually, have we got... Oh, hang on a minute. What's this for? Parking light? Well, yeah, anyway, that's a good sign. So, let's move on to the next step. Okay, airbox is free of any of that black candy floss. The next thing is the carburetor, and what I need to double check, it's not seized on, okay, because I don't have the throttle attached, there's no cable. But what I've done is I've attached this spare cable I have to hand. I have actually went ahead and hooked it on, and it's looking a little bit rotten down there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pull this now. Oh, it's moving! Yeah, oh, I love this. This is Honda for you. Look, it's actually moving. Oh, it was. It did move. Oh, did it move? I'm sure it moved, didn't it? Let me double check that. Moving. So if we get it started, maybe I can just tug on this to give it a bit of a rev. So I suppose what we could do next is see if this superdream will turn over, at least. So we know we've got the battery hooked up. I've removed the spark plugs and the airbox is clean enough. Turn the ignition on. So I'm going to press this button for start. That scared me. So it clicked, then I heard the starter motor go, but it didn't sound like anything was moving in the engine. I'm going to try that again. So I thought that was quite strange. I could feel a rush of air come at me, but it didn't sound like nothing was turning over, to me at least. I'll put the spark plugs in because I'm wondering, does it need some compression? Let's go again. Oh, I'm thinking this bike is going to fire up. Now that we've got the bike turning over, what we need to do next is double check we've got engine oil. So this puts me in a bit of a predicament because I can't check if there's engine oil, but I'm thinking to myself, why would there not be any engine oil? Why would somebody drain the oil out of a bike but leave petrol in the petrol tank? Doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to take the gamble on there being engine oil. I'm going to proceed with a startup. I know you're going to hate me. I know. I'm sorry, but it's on me, okay? If it goes wrong and I do damage and it turns out there was no oil, it's on me. And if the bike runs, it's going to run for 10, 15 seconds maximum. It's not going into gear. It's not going to get hot enough, in my opinion, to do very much damage. So hate all you like, I'm sorry. But let's proceed with a startup. The fuel tank to the Honda superdream is in pretty good condition, but I've got no idea how the insides are. I mean, it could be full of rust at the bottom. This fuel tank actually still has fuel left in it, but I've got no idea the quality of that fuel. It could have been in there for the best part of 30 years. So instead of using that fuel tank, we're going to use the Honda CL125 fuel tank. This bike I'm currently restoring, but that fuel tank is going to come in handy for this startup. I've also plumbed it all in, and so we can see the fuel running into the carbs. We also have this easy start to hand, just in case this dream machine needs a little persuasion. Okay, fuel tap is now on and we can see it flowing lovely. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. And remember, if this starts, you do need to hit the thumbs up. So, should we do it? We're gonna do it. Let's go. It wants to run, doesn't it? Cool. Oh, it stinks. That's unbelievable. Look at the rear light, look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? That is wonderful. But I haven't given up yet. I still believe this bike will start an idle. Oh look, we've got a side light as well, look at it. Crazy, isn't it? Okay, one more attempt. One more for luck. Come on, Superdream. You've got it in you. Come on, you can do this. Just idle. 5-10 seconds, that's all we want. We just want to hear you idle. Okay? You can do it. That was impressive. Oh, it's not a nice smell. Oh.
Staggering, isn't it? That bike was left parked up in 1986 in a council lockup, just left. And I think if I were to give those carbs a proper good clean, this bike would run and you could ride it. Yes, you could ride it, I'm gonna say that. The condition it is in, look at the state of that bike. How it started is beyond me. We could have pushed it. I could have kept spraying Easy Start down the carburetors, but thing is, we've got no idea the condition of the oil, do we? We don't even know if there's any oil. We took a gamble. So I think that's all for this one. Next steps, we've got to strip this bike down and we've got to do our best job in restoring it. Bringing it back. This bike is going to live on. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe. You are unbelievable. Ha!